And voila, the creature's dead. The foul creature howls its death cry and topples over the edge. Before it's out of sight, you turn and run along the tree bridge. Your hand are stretched to grab Pyro's arm. Just in time, you save him. A moment later, and he would have joined the Anafek and plummeted into the spray-filled pool.
And the horses, by the way.
Yep. For a few minutes, you stare silently at the pool below. Nothing stirs in the seething water to record the loss of your horses or the passing of the dreadful Anafek. All three have disappeared without trace. The distant thunder of battle pervades your thoughts, prompting you to leave the tree bridge and move deeper into the mortal forest. The tall trees become denser, often forcing you to turn your body sideways in order to make any progress. Gradually, dense undergrowth turns to a carpet of moss and blue-black lichen, which clings to your boots like mud. A chill overwhelms you as a thick and pearly mist seeps from the crack beneath the trees. The many sounds of the forest have disappeared to be replaced by a cold and eerie silence.
This place sounds very eerie.
If you're in need of a... What? What the hell does it mean? Oh. Right. Well... Okay, so you're not looking for a tincture of oxidine or of an weed herb, so this is the... Okay. Twilight is approaching.
That would be awesome. We need a good sorceress.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be so happy if it turned out to be a gaggle of vampires.
No, not really.
As the sky above darkens, a black bird flies among the upper branches, emitting a shrill cry, which sounds unnaturally loud in the silent forest. It stares at you for a few minutes, and then flaps away. A little later, you stumble upon a clearing. Shafts of ghostly moonlight pour through a gap in the black canopy of leaves, revealing a mound of earth rising out of the forest mist. You are both exhausted after the day's events and agree to stop here to rest. Pardo takes a gold crown from his pocket and tosses it in the air to decide who should take the first watch. Heads or tails, he asks, the crown clenched in his fist. Do you wish to use divination?
No.
No cheating.
Right, do you wish to call heads or tails?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but which one?
Heads.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Pardo reveals the coin. You have chosen correctly. You decide to take the second watch and settle yourself down for some much-needed sleep. The grey earth is soft and spongy and provides an excellent mattress. You pull your warm kai cloak around your shoulder and slip into a deep, dreamless sleep. Restore 3 endurance points.
Just let me have a look. I trust this guy, but if he falls asleep now, I think we are very screwed. I'm not really trust this forest. It sounds peaceful.
I prefer to be hammered to be screwed.
Yeah. But really, it sounds very serene, but the more serene it is, the more eerie it becomes.
Actually, and there's no sound in the forest, it usually means something is very, very close to going haywire.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that is true, that is true.
4 hours later, you take over the watch. Your vigil passes uneventful, and as the darkness of night gives way to the gloomy grey of dawn, you wake your companion and prepare to set off once more. Your sense of time slips away as you trek through the seemingly endless expanse of bleak grey trees. Slowly you become aware that you are on an incline, and as your passage becomes steeper, you notice larger outcrops of pitted volcanic rock. "We are approaching the Danar crater," says Pyro, his quietly spoken words echoing loudly through the eerie forest. Suddenly you recall the words of Lord Remoa during your period of probation in Elsion. "The Danar occupies the crater of an ancient and massive volcano. Once it was a lush jungle of fertile vegetation, but now it is a cancerous wound that poisons all who dwell there." By noon you have climbed to the lip of the crater and begun your descent. Gradually the tall, straight trees of the mortal forest thin out, giving way to twisted trunks and stunted saplings as the land sinks deeper and deeper. Imperceptibly the forest ends and the swamp begins. The ground is softer and tall black rushes appear in clumps around misty pools of stagnant water. From tortured husks of trees hang thorny vines, as tough and as cruel as sharpened steel wire. So thickly are they entwined around some trees that they have strangled them, leaving empty coils where the trunks have rotted away. The stench of decay fills your nostril in the humid yet cold air.
Okay, it's official. As soon as this is over, we are going to send out an apprentice instead of ourselves this time around.
That wouldn't be much of a game, but
Yeah, but it would be so much more preferable.
Oh, don't worry, that will happen. Once you reach the series of books that focus on you being the apprentice.
Oh. Fuck.
You wade through ankle-deep slime for nearly an hour before reaching the edge of a huge murky pool. Wells and eddies disturb its surface, warning of the creature that lurk below. And you may use pathmanship here if you want, since you've reached the rank of tutelary.
okay.
Yes.
You improved Kai skills warn you that to the north a tribe of hungry swamp creatures are lurking at the edge of the pool in search of prey. You and Pydo would provide an excellent meal for these beasts. To the south the track takes you away from the heart of the swamp and consequently further away from your goal. So, do you wish to go north and fight the creatures, or go south and take more time?
We need to take more time then, because we are not really that healthy at the moment.
Okay.
Restore one endurance point and head south.
A froth of green scum marks the edge of the pool, and you use it as a guide to avoid stepping too close to the water. On your left, the pools become more numerous until you find yourself walking a narrow strip of mossy mounds flanked by dark water. By the gods! Grumbles Pydo, slapping insects from his face. How I wish for some good solid ground rather than this spongy muck! As if in the answer to his request, you see a spur of volcanic rock looming out of the mud ahead, forming a causeway above the pools of greasy water. You follow it and soon it splits in two. One spur disappears to the west, the other continues to the south. And you do not have the skill of Nexus, so do you wish to take the west spur or the south spur?
Good question.
West.
Go west.
Okay. Let's go west.
Eventually, the volcanic spur slopes back into the stinking mire, and once more you find yourself ankle-deep in cold black ooze. A chilling howl drifts across the swamp from the north, and for a few fleeting seconds you can hear no scuttling, slithering, or any sort of other small noise. You are hungry and must now eat. You grab something from the swamp and chew down on it.
Huh. That is the one luxury we have. We can find something edible even in this, if I may, godforsaken place.
Now that we have eaten the swamp, let's move on.
You arrive at a mount where a tree bearing blood-red fruit overhangs a pool of crystal clear water. You stop to rest and to dislodge the tiny leeches that are feasting on your legs.
Yeah, okay, and this place sounds very, very eerie.
Pydo climbs the tree to scan the horizon. He carries with him a star guider, a homing device invented by the Elder Magi to enable their flying ships to navigate in the dark. It is sensitive to the vibration given off by collinium crystals. The spire at the Temple of Orido is solid collinium, and the Elder Magi has set Pydo's star guider to home in on the vibrations emitted by the spire. By following the directions of the signal, it is hoped that you will be able to find the lost temple. So basically they made their own north, and a compass to go with it.
Well, they are smart, but yeah.
Whilst Pydo is busy adjusting the star guider, you decide to investigate your surroundings. Do you wish to investigate the red fruit, the pool of water, or just to sit back and wait for Pydo to finish his readings?
I do not know about the
Let's have a look at the fruits.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Let's look at the red fruit.
Alright.
The red-skinned fruit is the size of an orange, and its peel is similar in texture to orange peel. Do you wish to use Hunt Mastery?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Your Magnified Discipline reveals to your experienced eye that these fruits are not what they appear. The tree is dead and incapable of producing fruit. They are carnivorous animals that are taking on the outward appearance of juicy ripe fruits in order to snare the unwary. Do you wish to attack one of them, or would you rather not disturb them?
Maybe we should leave them. Yeah, let us just ignore them.
When Pydo finally climbs down from the tree, his face betrays his anxiety. What is wrong, you ask impatiently. There's no signal, he replies. My mobile phone is dead! God damn it!
Yeah.
No, actually, he says, I've scanned every... Actually, he says, I have scanned every direction with the star guider, but it can detect no collinium signal. It isn't damaged to that, I'm sure. It's simply as if the temple has disappeared. You take the device from Pyro's hand and climb the twisted tree trunk. He shouts instructions and you set the Stargazer into operation, scanning the distant horizon and waiting for the telltale click that will reveal the directions of the lost temple of the Elder Magi. But Pyro is right, there is no signal, and without a signal there's no hope of finding the lost stone of Erido. You're about to abandon the search and jump down from the tree when you see something on the northern horizon that you hadn't noticed before. An island of red volcanic rock rises out of the mire, one of 4 flat-topped islands grouped in a diamond close to the eastern edge of the crater. Perhaps the temple is on the other side of that island. Perhaps that is why the Stargazer will emit no signal. You climb down and ask Pyro what he thinks. He stares to the north and ponders the problem. Yes, it is possible, he says thoughtfully. It is just possible. Hope returns, and your spirits rise with the expectation of finding the lost temple beyond the Isle of Red Rock. You set off without delay, anxious to cover the 10-mile trek before the sun sets and darkness engulfs the Darnark. For the most part, the swamp mire is firm underfoot, and the inhabitants pose no problems that cannot be solved by a few shouts or well-placed weapon blows. But as the sky darkens and you draw near to the plateau, the going becomes more difficult. A carpet of vines thick with mold covers the surface of muddy holes and hollows. Often a seeming puddle proves to be a bottomless fissure. Progress becomes so slow that you fear you'll never reach the island before dark. Pyro is leading the way across a tangled mat of barbed vines when a wave disturbs the muddy ooze below. Suddenly, the great head of a silver swamp python bursts through the rotting creepers and rises its 3 tree-thick claws high in the air. Awesome jaws set with double-tired fangs tower above you, glistening in the fading light. A drop of venom falls from the fangs and sets the quagmire boiling.
Damn.
In other words, oops.
Hey, and there's a picture.
Great. Let's have it.
Beastie rising from the swamp.
What is it with us fighting snakes and worms?
Oh dear, Jesus.
Wonder if the book is trying to tell us something.
I'm sure Freud would have a field day with it. In any case, do you wish to use your animal control ability?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
You draw on your skill to repel the awesome snake. It says that. It's the awesome snake. I'm not kidding. But it is very hungry, and the smell of Pyro's warm flesh draws it closer, despite your success at masking your own scent. Hey, you have invisibility, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you may roll a die and add 3. 8. Reluctantly, the great snake accepts defeat and slips silently back into its murky lair beneath the vines and floating vegetation. Yay! So, this was once where they didn't have to kill the animal. Aren't you happy?
Yay!
Yeah.
Just a shame we couldn't take it. It would have made an awesome pit.
Maybe when you later...
Pit, but,
well,
awesome.
maybe when you get better at this whole animal control thing. Right now it's just convince Predator not to eat you.
Givinea,
Yeah?
in all due honesty, if we ever find a black dragon whelp, will you have that for a pet as well?
Oh, dragon whelps can be so cute. I've seen pictures. They're adorable.
Yeah, until they turn into a flamethrower on your ass.
Actually, black dragons spew acid.
Yeah, that's even worse.
The arrival of the swamp python frightened away the crawling denizens of the mire, but now they're returning to satisfy their curiosity. Hordes of slithering lizard beasts gather at the edge of the floating morass, inching their way nearer as they assess your strength and weakness. Relentlessly, you push your way through the soggy vegetation until you reach the jagged rock wall of the island, urged on all the way by a hissing chorus of swamp creatures.